In our first story, chairman of the NPP's committee set up to probe the huge loss of their MPs, Yao Osafo-Marfo, has established that some district and municipal chief executives worked to undermine the electoral fortunes of the party's parliamentary candidates. Over 40 NPP MPs lost in the just-ended parliamentary elections. Now, Senior Minister Yao Osafo-Marfo says all the MMDCEs involved have been identified, will be relieved of their post. He spoke earlier to my colleague, Kwesi Parker-Wilson, in an exclusive interview.
The president-elect, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, won with about 500,000 votes, about 500,000. If you are not, you may be aware, President Mills won elections in this country with about 47,000 votes. 47. So 500,000 votes is more than enough. It's 50 plus 1. And 50 plus 500,000 is a very solid victory. And therefore, we have every right to celebrate this victory.
I see. But let's talk about your parliamentarians. A lot of them lost their seats in this year's election. You are leading the committee to investigate. But what has been your findings so far, sir?
Well, so far we realized that there were a lot of internal frictions. A lot of district chief executives, municipal chief executives were undermining parliamentary candidates.
They were undermining parliamentary candidates?
Yes. They were even campaigning against them.
And these are the findings you have gathered so far?
Some of them so far. And therefore, we have a lot to do between the DCs and the parliamentary candidates.
I see. So have you been able to identify these DCs and MCs who perhaps may have undermined the work of the PCs?
Obviously, we have been able to identify some of them.
Like about how many are we talking about here?
Well, I wouldn't give you the numbers now until the investigation is complete.
But for the DCs, would there be any sanction against them? Because I know that the party constitution clearly states that if some individuals work against the interests of the party, there may be some sanction against them. I don't give recommendation to that.
We are dealing with the same party. So if you are a DC or an MC and you campaign against your parliamentary candidate, you have no business to be a DC or MC for the party. Because the candidate is the candidate of the party, and you are DC, MC for the party. So if you undermine your parliamentary candidate, you have no business to be the district chief executive.
So you will sack one of them, that's understand again.
They will definitely have to be thrown out. Definitely. Any DC or MC who considered it right to work against his or her parliamentary candidate has no business to represent the party in the district.
We stay with the NPP, and the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the governing party, Bernard Intwi-Boesiako, has justified his failure to capture all 47 constituencies there. Chairman Wontumi, as he's popularly known, prior to the elections, threatened to resign from his position should the party fail to snatch Asawase, Setre, Aflam Plains and Ejura Setre Dumase parliamentary seats from the opposition NDC and also maintain that of New Edubiase for the NPP. Now, the party failed to clinch the 4 other seats held by the opposition NDC, and he's been explaining why.
I didn't drop one seat. I didn't drop one seat. You know, if you are a coach and you are going to play football, you should encourage your team members, you know, and depending on the formation that you are going to play, you can say that I'm going to win 10-0. But if you go and you don't win 10-0 and then you score 1 and you have your 3 points, I think it's enough for you to say you have won. Indeed, I was looking for 47-47 because of the performance and the preparation and the strategy that we put across. So when we went in, we couldn't get all the 47, but the presidential, we increased it massively. And I think that we have done 208 2012, 2008-2012, we have massive MPs, but because we couldn't win the presidential, we say we have lost. Today, we say we are in power because of the quantum of volume the voters voted in Ashanti region. So we thank God. Look, even the pastors, they prophesy. You know, they said, God said, John Dramani is going to win, but John Dramani Mahama has lost. By my one, I said it's agenda. You know.
So they can't blame you for not winning the 47-47.
No. We have won the ultimate one. The ultimate is the presidency. The ultimate is the presidency.
But Chairman, someone is saying that you should already prepare to resign because you failed at your target. You didn't meet your target.
What this year, 31st, what target are you going to give it to yourself? And what target are you going to give it to your family? Last year, what target did you give it to your family? Did you achieve it? Did you achieve all? No, we are talking. Did you achieve all? No, we are talking. People are hearing. Right. Did you achieve all the things you said?
Go ahead.
I'm asking you. We are talking.
Yeah, I know.
I'm asking you.
Right.
As a human being, we want all things. Right. It means that, Chairman, to me, I bring a target that I was trying to have all. You know. So even if we couldn't achieve the 47, let's mark the vote. Per the vote. You yourself, you was in the Greater Accra. But what is the result? You yourself was in the Greater Accra. So the Ashanti have done well. Ashanti has done well. So I think it's the time for you to praise the what do you call it? To praise the Ashanti and also praise Wontumi. We have done well. Very, 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 very well. We was having our strategy and the NDC also was having their strategy. Okay. But we have won the ultimate.
Would you say that your strategy was wrong? You didn't have the right strategy?
No. It's a right strategy.
Was the right strategy?
It's a right strategy. It's a right strategy. It's a right strategy.
I see.
Yeah, it's a right strategy. Now we won the president and we thank God.
So you won't resign as the people are calling for your resignation?
What do you say? If the time I was taking over as a chairman, we was in opposition. Okay? And the time I came, I increased from 900,000 to 1.650. From 900,000 to 1.650. And I also increased from 1.650 to nearly 1.8. You know, 1.7,950 something, you know, to 1.8,000. So what is your assessment? So find a graph. Since from 1992, I'm the only chairman. I have had a favor from God and man. You know, I won't take all the glory. Me and my team, you know, had you know, significant increase from 101.65 to nearly 1.8. So we have done well. So what is your assessment?
But Chairman, the seat that you lost, what in your view accounted for the loss of that seat?
No, I think the candidate himself is here. He will tell you, I did what I supposed to do as a regional chairman. But that time also we was going for, the seat also was for NDC. And then we took it back. You know, then we took it back. And that time we was going to take it, they was leading us 7,500. And we took it back. Now, they also came back to take it. And now they are leading us 1.7. So it means that although they have taken it, but still, the MPP, in terms of seeing that, is the first time since from 1992, is the first time MPP took it is 2016. So it means that we have done significant well per the numbers.
We want to stay a bit longer with this subject of the NPP's parliamentary performance, and Majority Leader Osei Kyei Mensah-Bonsu says the huge size of President Akufo-Addo's government took too many NPP MPs away from their parliamentary duties, a reason for the huge losses the party suffered in the December 7 elections. Now, the NPP has already set up a committee to probe the losses. But speaking to Joy News, Mr. Mensah Bonsu asked the president to consider the size of his government and the practice of giving too many first-time MPs ministerial positions in a second term.
Now, the national constitution provides that the party must be marketing itself at that level. You know, who better do that for us? It's the structure at the base level, the polling station executives. They have to embark on house-to-house exercise to win converts, new souls for the party. And it's the reason why the party's own constitution, the NPP's own constitution, provides that every 6 months, half yearly, the membership of the party at that base level should be updated by who? By the polling station.
Now, Mr. Mensah Bonsu also called for the scrapping of the NPP's national delegate system used in the election of parliamentary candidates.
If you have, as of yet, I have about 214 polling stations in my constituency. You'll be fortunate to have maybe about 10 of them, polling station executives, meeting regularly. I wouldn't say regularly, meeting at all. Sometimes maybe once every 3 months or so. Those of them who try. The rest of them, they don't do it. About 95, 96, 98% of them don't have meetings at all, except when we're approaching the elections. Even that, they come together to install new candidates for the party, right? When they leave, when they finish with that process, almost all of them abandon the party. So in the formation of electioneering campaign committees, every one of us had to form our own electioneering campaign committee outside the main party structure. So in that regard, what are they doing? What value addition are they giving to the party? So I have always insisted that we have to interrogate this. And my firm belief is that we should expand the membership further downstream, and when it comes to making this determination
of who
that is
the primary level,
parliamentary candidate, every card-bearing member should be allowed to express his or her opinion on that.
In other words, scrap the delegate system.
Absolutely.
Now, former chairman of the Church of Pentecost, Apostle Opoku Onyina, also charged the NPP to investigate the loss of their MPs, particularly because of the massive developmental agenda executed under the Akufo-Addo administration.
There were many government interventions in the past 4 years. Why are there equal members of parliamentary seats for the NPP and NDCC in the next government? Why is it so? Is the NPP finding answers for why this is so? The NPP will need to go back to the drawing board and work on this one. Why should even the newest party, Ghana Union Movement, popularly called GUM, have such a number that it had to be placed third? Over 105,000. It appears that some people were saying that they were tired of the type of politics that some members of the NPP and NDC were playing and wanted a change. Sometimes such people make it very difficult for some people who want to serve their country truly to serve, and even they serve with difficulty. All these thoughts on the minds of some many Ghanaians must be taken into serious consideration as you thank God and seek to encounter him afresh for the journey ahead.
Now, Apostle Opoku Onyina has also cautioned prophets against predicting winners in the impending national elections. He also urged the prophets to refrain from prophesying the deaths of prominent people in society. According to the apostle, such prophecies create unnecessary tension and retards growth.
Anna was there to represent the true prophets of God. One of the offices which has been abused from ancient day to contemporary times is the office of a prophet. There are true prophets, but the true prophet must be an epitome of wisdom and knowledge, so that his or her ministry must not bring confusion into a nation. Unfortunately, one of the women prophetess mentioned in the Bible, called Naodian, followed money and gave false prophecy about one leader called Nehemiah. It is my plea to those who call themselves prophets in our country that they would exercise patience and wisdom, and not to prophesy on who is becoming president and who will not, and not to prophesy of the evils that some people are going through, whether they are going to die or not, but give us the mind of God that will grow our economy and grow our nation. May the Lord have mercy on us.
Now, it, however, does not look like this advice will be taking. My colleague, Kwesi Parker Wilson, spoke to Prophet Osu Bempa and Prophet Salifo Amwako about this.
Minim said the Onyankopon kan na bem. Na minyin tum say edifo e cause confusion e wo man mu. Onyankopon kasa kire Joaida. Say wa chusu Josiah ana Joash enya Atalia. Na ebra okai na the confusion ba o manum. But enam say yo nyame ne kan enti no asumdwe bai. Onyame kasa kire Nathan so achusu Solomon enya Adonijah. Ede basabasa ne sakasaka yo ba o manum because Adonijah chidifo ene Solomon chidifo confusion see. But the onyame kan ye no efa odifo Nathan so kan ye no eno an eba mu enti mo bi enkasa edifo hyenkom e wo man mu e kire ne a obe lead your man no a e cause confusion.
Apostle Abokoyina in his sermon said that clearly. He said that he was asking prophets to stop predicting those who win the election and also the death of prominent people in the country.
Only baby, Otie.
Come to you shortly.
Onyankopon kasa kire Isaiah so hini Zikaya be well Bible mu. Enti so difo bi hu so bi awu ana obi be wu no oka me feel say nya confusion.
So on 31st you are going to do that. You are going to do your normal declaration.
Say so nyame nyan kan kire me ba de meti bia say Erade kasa say ka kire o man na so ka kire o man no. Finally, Onyankopon kasa kire David say why no leader. So okasa kire Samuel Emma Samuel for a horn of oil ekoko anointing David. A free sadano and then nebiachi confusion see o manum between David ni group and the Saul group. Bible say omu kontokwa a confusion I see o manum nanso so enam so onyame ne kasa yenti Saul eya so di tie onyame asem no tu nani see David onyame achusu no ama o man nti no Saul ehwere ne nkwa ama still David okoso bu o man no ema o man no koso eno nti menyin tum se odifo hyenkom kire de obe lead o man na e bone enya bone enti adifo ne de omu nyae sansem ne ka sanso onyame ena o man Ghana nya aka enti se yo onyame ena o sihini tu hene de a ena onyankopon betimi a kire se wei na mayi no asomesi ma reject no eno nya confusion.
Okay.
Live on News Desk with me, Daniel Daze. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. Now, the establishment and resourcing of the neonatal and intensive care units in all 8 district hospitals in the Upper West region is reducing child and maternal mortality. Over 30 babies have so far been saved between August and November 2020 in the Sisala West District. Now, according to health authorities in the region, but for the availability of the newborn care units, the babies would not have survived. JoyNews' MFA Etiamwa Eli visited 2 of these facilities and filed this report.
Ghana has committed to equipping 50% of its hospitals by providing and equipping them with newborn care units to achieve the global strategy by 2023. The overall goal is to reduce child and maternal mortality. The Laura and Golu district hospitals are 2 of 8 beneficiary district hospitals equipped with neonatal and intensive care units, also known as NICU, in the Upper West region. It is a collaboration between Ghana Health Service and UNICEF Ghana. Cecilia Kakarba is the Sisala West Director of Health Services.
So far, we've been able to save 32 lives from the NICU just from August this year. 32 lives. And if not because of I'm sure it wouldn't have been possible to save all these lives. I'm sure we would have lost some of these cherished babies. And so UNICEF, we have not enough words to at least express our appreciation. All that we have to say is thank you, UNICEF. Thank you for long-time service to us. Thank you for everything, and we'll continue to lobby and be collaborating with you.
UNICEF Ghana provided the newborn care unit with incubators and other medical equipment to make it usable for staff and patients. Dr. Priscilla Wubiel is the health and nutrition specialist with UNICEF Tamale.
In the Upper West region in general, in 2017, it was one of the regions that had the highest neonatal mortality rates. And so UNICEF came in to support the region. And one of the key interventions had been how to ensure that care that is provided at the time of birth and then immediately after birth is improved, because that is when most of the newborns die. And so that was the target. So we leveraged and got funding from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to focus on how to improve the quality of care, inpatient care for the sick and then the very small babies in facilities, because we realized that in the whole of the Upper West region, there was only one hospital, in fact 2 hospitals that had inpatient newborn care units to take care of sick and small newborns. So UNICEF supported the establishment of newborn care units in 3 hospitals with support from the Italian National Committee. And based on the results that we achieved, we had a lot of admissions into these newborn care units, so access to quality care improved, and then newborn survival within these facilities also improved. And we realized that there were about 5 other hospitals that did not have these newborn care facilities to also provide quality care for mothers and their newborns. So we got additional funding from the Gates Foundation to support these units. Just in the 4 hospitals that we recently supported, it cost 90,000 per facility. So that's about $360,000 US.
Country Director for UNICEF, Anne-Claire Dufay, presented the items and called for proper maintenance.
We have done this in Ghana since 2013. We have provided the newborn care equipment in 18 facilities around the country, plus there are 6 in process, so it will be 24 within a few weeks. I want to, of course, thank you for your commitment and appeal to each and every health staff to maintain the equipment properly, so ensure good maintenance. We have also been very happy as UNICEF to train your staff, and training has happened throughout Ghana.
The Sisala West Director of Health Services, Cecilia Kakarba, was grateful for the gesture and called for further support for other areas and departments of the various hospitals.
Asking for is just a few things. If we now, our theater table, I think our medicine just came up on the theater. Our theater table is broken down. Since last year, we have to adjust the during operation. And even in the maternity ward, some of the delivery beds we don't have.
Amefa Atiamwa Eli reporting for JoyNews.
Let's stay in the Upper West region, and the director of the Department of Gender, the Charity Bature, has expressed concern of the cases of child marriages in that part of the country. Though there is a decline in cases of child marriages in the region, which is pegged at around 13.5%, she said more shoulders need to be on the wheel for them to achieve 0 cases of child marriages in the region. Statistics from the United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, revealed that 1 in every 5 girls that are given up for marriage before they attain the age of 18 in the region. In the same vein, 5% of the girls in the region get married off before they attain the age of 15. Charity Bature disclosed this at a stakeholders meeting on child marriages in the Upper West region. JoyNews' Upper West regional correspondent Rafiq Salam reports from WA.
We have 1 out of 5 girls that is given out for marriage before they turn the age of 18. And most of our girls that are married between the ages of 20 to 24 were all given out for marriage before they turned 18.
Upper West Regional Director of the Department of Gender, Charity Bature, chained our settling statistics on child or early marriages in the Upper West region at a stakeholders meeting.
And we're also looking at the percentage or the rate at which we are, where we have at least 5% of our girls who also get married before they are even 15 years, which is a big case for us.
Cesarova convinced they are on the right track in fighting the practice due to the collaborative efforts of several agencies of government and non-governmental organizations.
But I'm glad that as a region we are making progress. We are now standing at 13.5%, which is telling us that the efforts you are putting in as traditional leaders, as queen mothers, as opinion leaders, as family heads in your various communities, they are all contributing to ensuring that we are eradicating or reducing the practice of early and forced child marriage in our region. This call is to tell us that we have more to do. 13% is not the final. We want to get to a point where we are going to record 0 cases of child marriage in the Upper West region.
2 notable districts, West and East in the region, where the practice is more prevalent, had their chiefs, queen mothers, opinion leaders, and family heads in attendance. They have been brought to the meeting to discuss issues of child marriages, which is a challenge in their communities, share their experiences, and come out with action plans aimed at curbing it.
I'm Hamid Idrisi from West. We are saying that first and foremost, we're going to establish what we call community bylaws. And those bylaws are going to bind on anyone who violates them. That such a person should not go scot-free. Those bylaws are going to protect the girls from early marriages and teenage pregnancies. This is coming from East. We will form community vigilante. Let me put it that way. We will recruit people, trusted people of course, to go around in the night at a certain time. When they see a small child like a small girl, outside around that time, they will have a way of handling the child before handing the child back to the parents.
Programs Manager of Non-Governmental Organization, Community Development Alliance, Suleiman Abipour, and the Upper West Regional Director of the National Youth Authority, Archibald Donko Jr., were also on hand to encourage their participants on the need to protect their precious girls from taking an early sour.
So please, when we are talking about child marriage, don't think about somebody's child, think about your child. That you want your child to be better than you. So if you do not go to school, it's even good that you try as much as possible to allow your child to go back to school. As you didn't go to school and you are in your community, are you happy with your life? Are you happy with the state that you are? You are not happy. So if you are not happy, why do you want your child to also get up and be in that same situation? So please, we are begging you, let's do whatever that we can do. Don't let us hide behind poverty.
You cannot sell off our girls into child marriage and justify that with poverty. Like I said, unless we don't cherish them or we don't have any hope in them that they can also grow and become somebody in future.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafiq Salam.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Powell. The National Board for Small-Scale Industries has begun engagements with some banks to come up with funding solutions for small-scale businesses in the country. Now, small businesses are concerned they may be outcompeted by foreign businesses when the Continental Free Trade Agreement is implemented because they lack access to funds to expand. We'll hear from the Executive Director of the NBSSI in a bit. First, listen to this small business owner who is excited about the implementation of AFTA but concerned about funding challenges.
And we are very happy looking at the market size. We intend to use this as an opportunity to expand, to increase our production, and to also sell to the African markets. We are already exporting to Europe and America. But this is a greater opportunity for us since we can trade among ourselves and make more money, employ more people, and expand. What government did was that he gave us the approval and gave us an introductory letter to the banks, but the banks are asking for collaterals, which at our stage we are unable to meet. So we are still working and looking for exploring other opportunities. Maybe somewhere along the line we are getting some people who are getting interested, but not banks.
The concern of the small business owner is a reflection of the issues many other SMEs have, but Executive Director of the NBSSI, Kosi Yankee-Aye, believes that the engagement with banks to support businesses will be fruitful. According to her, an agreement will soon be reached with the banks to begin the agenda of improving access to finance for SMEs.
Their needs are, what financial products would actually help them do well, what they were currently doing, and what programs or products as an institution, NBSSI, in partnership with various financial institutions, could come up with as products to support the MSMEs. Because if you understand, access to finance is really the bedrock of the support that is needed by a lot of these MSMEs. And as much as possible, what we intended to do was to create the opportunity for access to finance. So today what we're here doing is really discussing the findings of our interactions and intervention, what we saw, the numbers, what people are doing, and to actually provide solutions and to come up with options for access to finance, products that banks can adopt and work with, or insurance companies. And as much as possible, we're interacting with the banks to give their feedback and their inputs to see if these products that we've worked with the consultants and the MSMEs, both on the demand and supply side, would make sense to them and how we can actually implement it. So our partnership with MasterCard Foundation would allow us to really implement and ensure that a lot of financial institutions buy into this so we can create more opportunities for access to finance. So there are a lot of different findings that almost 20%, approximately 29% of people were getting their access to finance from financial institutions. That shows you that what's happening to the close to 69%. That means they are not really accessing funding through the traditional means of going to banks. So there are people who are going to money lenders, there are those who are getting from friends and family. So that means if you don't have a family or a friend who can give you, then you can't do much. And I think we need to move away from that if we want to accelerate the growth of businesses and support the businesses to do well.
Now, indoor air pollution kills 4 million people yearly, according to recent findings. Fortunately, the Technology Consultancy Center of the KNUST is making efforts to curb this trend in Ghana by collaborating with the Energy Commission and the UNDP to produce fuel-efficient institutional stoves. Kwesi Deborah has more in this report.
Project Coordinator Donald Amrago says the project is to save lives and ensure fuel is used efficiently.
We want to see less firewood used efficiently, and then areas where gas or clean energy has not got to, they will also be okay in terms of energy requirements. The most important aspect is the elimination of indoor air pollution. Any enclosed area where the ventilation is poor, women, especially those who prepare food, inhale this, and it kills over 4 million people a year worldwide. And so this project is to make sure biomass is used efficiently, at the same time saving lives.
UNDP and Energy Commission have been implementing a project dubbed China-Ghana South-South Cooperation on Renewable Energy Technology Transfer. This is meant to accelerate the transfer and diffusion of RET of renewable energy technology from China to Ghana. The project is expected to help strengthen the enabling environment for the transfer and use of priority renewable energy technologies in Ghana. Ebenezer Ashi is project manager at the Energy Commission.
The program ended last year, which one of the key achievements was the Renewable Energy Master Plan, of which clearly spelled out the blueprint of our renewable energy sector by the year 2030. One of the key components of the program is for us to train artisans in the institutional cook stove sector. Over the years as a country, the private sector have been able to do well in terms of the development of the improved cook stove for the household sector. But in terms of knowledge and capacity exists for the institutional sector. It's against this battle. That's why we are organizing this particular program, whereby as part of the program, we are just tapping into the Chinese expertise and their experience within the improved cook stove sector.
The Technology Consultancy Center is currently training 15 artisans in the manufacture of the Chinese-made stoves. The director of TCC, Professor Samuel Mensasaki, says the center is transferring manufacturing technology to artisans in the Swami Magazine industrial enclave in the Ashanti region.
Yes, the initial number of artisans that we are training is around 15. And there are a lot more of them that are out there that might want to learn how to manufacture the stove. So we are envisaging that there will be subsequent training programs to give the others the opportunity to also come and benefit.
Reporting for JoyNews, Kwesi Deborah.
And that's all in business. The news continues after this break.